Hey everyone, I got a quick review of these DeWalt parts organizers. These go on sale around the end of the year, just about every year that I can remember, and I wanted to give you a quick overview of what they are, how they work together, how I use them, and then the differences between each of them. So these come in a couple different versions. They're only compatible with themselves. They're not compatible with Tough System or anything like that. But you've got a deep organizer right here. You've got a shallow organizer, and then you've got a shallow 20 compartment, and they make one half the size of this front one as well. It's a 10 compartment. So those are all the form factors they have. They all lock together. All right, so to take a closer look at this is the deep organizer. It's got metal latches on the front right here. They're just standard stamped steel with a hinge. And then on the back, you've got a metal hinge. It stands upright at 90 degrees when you open it. You do have a gasket all the way around the edge on this, so it is waterproof. When you close this, it seals around the edge. And then you've got a whole bunch of bins inside here. These can be moved. You can pull them out. The nice thing with bins is stuff isn't going to get underneath through to other stuff like you do with a divider organizer style. And you can pull them out and rearrange them very easily. It's not a big chore to move stuff around. So I really like these. They are pretty deep, so they're bigger items, I would say. These bins are also stackable. If you take them out, you can put them together. So you can stack them on a shelf somewhere if you want to swap them out if you have some extras. On the side of each of these is a plastic latch. It doesn't seem super sturdy, but it's enough if you take another one of these and put it on top. They stack very securely even without latching. They're not going to slide off of each other, but then you can flip this up and snap it on, and they are securely together. Now, that's not a very strong latch. I think if you bang this around a whole bunch, this will break because it's just a little plastic snap catch. And you can also do an extra snap of the lid closed. Even if you're not attaching anything to it, this holds the lid down as well. Now, if you don't want to do bins for everything, you can pull these out, and Kaizen Foam sells inserts that you can custom cut as a tool case. So I've got kind of my home handyman setup right here. I've got drill bits, I've got driver bits, I've got a Bosch FlexiClick with all of its attachments in here, tape measure, laser distance measure, stud finder, level, pliers, and that's about it, and some extra bits here. This covers a huge percentage of things that I do around the house. I just grab this kit, and I have an associated hardware kit that I use a bunch, common screws, common drywall anchors, and this gets used all the time. So I'll just take my hardware kit, pop it on top, latch it down, and I'm ready to go do some projects. I've also done a test and measurement setup. I've got a bunch of sensitive instruments in here that I don't want to get banged around, and they all had individual cases. So I took another Kaizen Foam insert on this and made custom cutouts for all of them. And they're nested in there really well. They're well protected. And this isn't, super heavy duty, but it's definitely way better than their individual cases. Now, the shallow organizer they had this year for sale during Black Friday, it's about half the height. It's got shallower bins. You can see, the height here, it's about half. The big thing that I noticed is missing from this one, it doesn't have a weather seal around this edge. So that's completely not there. So this one is not waterproof like the deep organizers are. I was kind of disappointed by that. It does have the same metal latches that the deep one has, and everything else is just about the same, just a few inches shaved off of the height. So bin depth on the shallow organizer is about 1 7/8 inches deep. Bin depth on the deep organizer is about 3.5 inches deep. For the shallow organizer, it's a little bit different. It doesn't have a molded in carry handle. This is just a little strap type plastic handle that you can extend. This has a plastic latch right here. It does have a weather seal. I was kind of surprised. The shallow organizer doesn't have it, but this one does. This is waterproof when you've got it closed. Just these latches aren't the most secure because they're all plastic on plastic. So I like to take this extra latch on either side and pop it up and that really seals it down well. You're not going to have it accidentally opening when you've got these engaged. So inside this, you can actually, it's got one divider all the way across the middle, but then the other ones, you can take any number of these out and rearrange them however you want to make larger compartments if you have big things you want to store. So that's really nice to be able to do that. You can slide everything back in and then reconfigure it. You just got these little dividers. They do go down very well. There's gaps here at the bottom, and you can see there's little feet that go down in those gaps. You still have the possibility with like small washers and things, could potentially get underneath here, but I have some pretty small hardware in here that hasn't fallen through, but it's not something flat like a washer that I try to avoid keeping these in this type of organizer. But it works great for organizing screws, drywall anchors, random hardware I have left over from other projects, and you can also keep the dividers in there as well. So for quite a while at Home Depot, every November you could count on the deep organizers going on sale for $10 each, which is a phenomenal deal for these. So I was disappointed this year. The offering is these shallow ones, not the deep ones. I did go ahead and buy one of these to try it out. I might get a few more. It is still a pretty good deal at under $13 for this thing. So overall, I really like this system. It's pretty economical to get into, and I think it's a pretty decent quality if you're just going to be storing things around a garage or your house. Maybe not on a job site because the latches aren't the most secure, but for just general storage that you're not banging stuff around all the time, these are going to hold up pretty well.